Hello everyone, and welcome to my kitchen for another what I eat in a day video. Now, you guys seem to really like these videos, so it seemed quite simple to me that I would do another one. So yeah, all the recipes that I'm going to be making today, all my meals, are obviously going to be gluten-free, they're going to be low FODMAP, and they're going to be dairy-free. And I will link all the recipes in the description below, so you can check them out and make them yourself. And just a little pointer here, or a little note, dinner is highly requested by lots of you guys, so I think you better don't skip the video to the end, but just keep watching and you will love dinner. So yeah, I'm gonna get started because I need my brekkie. Okay, so today's breakfast consists of eggs, which I'm gonna poach, some spinach, some tomatoes and some ham. So I'm pretty much just gonna be making poached eggs with all these things together on a plate, and it's gonna taste really good. Today I just fancied a bit of a lighter breakfast, so I'm gonna pop this all together, cook it all up, and I think it's gonna taste really good. So first things first, I'm gonna put my tomatoes in the oven and my spinach onto wilt. Some boiling water in my saucepan. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of rice vinegar to my water, just because it helps the egg like keep all together so it doesn't break apart. I'm gonna give my spinach a stir every now and then. It doesn't take long to do, but you want it to wilt down to literally like nothing. So I want my water to be bubbling nicely like this, and then I'm gonna crack my egg into this bowl. I always crack it into a bowl instead of straight into the hot water, just because I don't want it to splash all over me, and it just seems a hell of a lot easier. And then I just slowly, as close as I can go, put it in, pop it in, and then I'll know it's cooked when the egg white is nice and white and looks cooked itself. I affect the light that surrounds me. Early in the morning, there's a breaking in. Can you feel? So the spinach is wilted, the poached eggs are done. I need to get the tomatoes out the oven in literally a second, and then I can plate it all up and have my brekkie. Now I ship like a prism in the air. Beautiful as queen, I'm tripping like a ballerina. Now I ship like a prism in the air. Beautiful as queen, I'm tripping like when you go. So breakfast was pretty scrummy, I must admit. It's lunchtime now. I'm hungry. Are you hungry? Yeah? Yep, she's hungry, definitely. But yeah, on the theme of having sort of lighter meals and stuff, I'm trying to make my lunches a bit lighter as well, because I always seem to just have a huge hunk of gluten-free bread with a filling, and not only can that be quite boring, but it does just make me feel full and like I want to go to sleep all afternoon. She can smell something, can't you? But yeah, so for my lunch today, I'm going to try and make some of my own gluten-free sushi hand rolls. Now, whenever I go out to like a sushi restaurant, I always go for a hand roll. Absolutely love them. So I thought I'd try and make some at home. They'll be sort of slightly different just to make them a little easier, I guess. But yeah, it's going to be my take on it, and I'm really looking forward to doing it. So are you looking forward to it? I don't think sushi hand rolls are for you, but we'll get her food, because as you can see, she's now chewing my hand, which she's not allowed to do. And then I'll make my sushi hand rolls, show you what I'm doing, and I'll get to eat them. Boom. Okay, so for lunch, as I said, I am making sushi ham rolls, and I'm going to be putting prawns in them that are infused with sort of garlic, coriander and chilli, which is going to be really nice. I've got some rice here, which I've just cooked up. This is actually jasmine rice, so it's not sushi rice, I know that, and I really love sushi rice, but it has a lot of preparation, like washing it and stuff, and for lunch, I think this works just as well. I've got some seaweed sheets here. I've got the prawns, which I'm gonna like infuse, marinate, whatever you wanna say. I've got chives, because everyone loves chives. I've got some avocado, which I find that avocado is a bit of a tricky point for me, and in terms of FODMAP, but you are allowed 1/8 of an avocado, and I can cope with 1/8 of an avocado, so I'm gonna try that out today in this. And then I have got my garlic infused olive oil, some crushed chili paste, coriander puree, all for the marinade on the prawns. And then I've got some sesame seeds just to finish it all off. So I'm putting my cooked prawns in. Obviously you could use raw prawns if you've got time. Simple. So I'm going to add just a little bit of garlic infused olive oil. Not too much, but enough so that they're sort of all nicely coated. Then I'm going to add a little bit of coriander puree. I think probably about a teaspoon, maybe a little bit less. Probably put a bit more than that in there. Put that in, mix it all up. You can also use fresh coriander if you fancy it, but when it comes to doing something like this, the pastes just make it so much easier. And then I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of chilli. Again, obviously, you can add as much or as little as you want, depending on how hot you like your food. So that's all done, and that literally took me, what, about 30 seconds, which is ridiculous. It's so simple, so easy. And then I'm just going to take these and make my hand rolls. So I've never made sushi hand rolls before. I've made sushi, but not hand rolls. So this is new to me. So I've got my seaweed here, and I'm going to get myself a little bit of rice and sort of put it in a little bit of a diagonal line, not too much. So next up, I'm gonna put in a little bit of avocado just along here. And on the low FODMAP diet, you can eat 1/8 of an avocado, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when it comes to hand rolls, it actually goes a really long way. Next, I'm gonna add a few of my deliciously marinated prawns. I think I'll put 3 in. So I've added all my filling now, and I'm ready to roll. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I kind of know what I want it to look like, so hopefully this shouldn't go too far wrong. Who knows though? So I'm gonna roll it, just keeping the filling in, roll it to about here, and then I guess I'm just gonna keep rolling. And I saw online this little tip where if you add a little bit of rice to the edge here, it will help it stick shut, so I'm hoping that will work. Oh yeah, kinda did. So here's my hand roll. It's turned out a lot better than I expected, and I've just got a few finishing touches. So I've got some black sesame seeds, which I'm just gonna sprinkle over the top. Obviously my favorite food in the whole world, just a few chives. Stop falling off. If it tastes as good as it smells, it's gonna be pretty good. So I'm looking forward to this now. And obviously that's not my entire lunch, so I'm just gonna make one more now. So I made an extra one for Mark because he's literally just got in the door, and I thought I'd get him to taste it on camera. You ready? Give it a try.
I'm ready.
Yeah? Was it alright?
That's so good.
You look really happy, and that makes me really happy because I'm...
That actually tastes like when you'd buy.
Really?
That's amazing.
Right, so it's the time that you've all been waiting for. It's dinner time, and what are we making?
We are making gluten-free,
Good.
dairy-free obviously,
Good.
low FODMAP as well, KFC.
Oh my days. Now, this recipe, I would love to say is my own recipe, but it's not. It's Mark's recipe. So it's our household recipe, but basically Mark came up with this recipe a little while ago, I think for one of my birthdays or Valentine's Day or something like that, because he always likes to, on those particular celebratory days, make me something different that I haven't been able to have for ages.
So here's what I'm going to need for the KFC, but before I do that...
We have got a helper.
We've got a helper, although...
We've got a helper and unicorns.
Oh, and unicorns.
No, but I mustn't do that, she'll love them.
She would like to chew them, okay.
So what have we got?
Firstly, we've got gluten-free plain white flour, pretty important. Garlic infused olive oil, pretty important. Everything's important. Salt and pepper. Then we've got tons of herbs and spices. So first whack in your gluten-free plain flour. Right, and then add in 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 teaspoons of sage.
Bang them in.
And then 2 teaspoons of marjoram. You can see basically 2 teaspoons of nearly everything. And then 2 teaspoons of basil. So that actually is 2 teaspoons of every green herb. And then 1 teaspoon of chili flakes. And then 4 teaspoons of paprika. This, I actually go through paprika so much making this. And it's smoked as well, by the way. And then we want 1 teaspoon of that magic onion powder replacer, asafoetida. And then 1 teaspoon of salt. And then 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And then just mix it all on up.
And it's done.
Right, so you can obviously use this mixture to coat any type of chicken, but we personally love boneless, skinless chicken thighs.
So I'm going to crack this egg in the bowl.
Right, so I'm going to rearrange here. This is how I actually do it when we eat it for dinner. I have like a little workstation. So it goes chicken into the egg wash, into the flour, and then over here is the frying pan.
With garlic infused olive oil heating up.
It goes in that order. So now we've got our garlic infused olive oil heated up here. So let's dunk it in.
Okay.
Nice. You don't need a lot of oil, but I like to add a bit, like just as I go. Just because it tends to suck up a lot.
So I thought I'd save you the boredom of watching me peel potatoes, boil potatoes and strain potatoes, and I've just got my potatoes all done. And I'm going to show you how I make my awesome mash now. It was a bit of a bish bash bosh kind of thing because I don't really measure anything out, but I put in a little bit of milk, not too much. This is unsweetened almond milk. You can literally put any milk you want in. I don't think it makes a difference to the flavour with unsweetened almond milk, and it's just what we have in the fridge, so I just always use that. Then I use some Vitalite dairy free. And I literally just take a big load of it. Probably not that much compared to some people, but I put that much in. So literally just mash it all up. So I've mashed my mash. And then I add just a little bit of salt, pepper. What I like to add to my mashed potato is a little bit of whole grain mustard, or sometimes Dijon mustard. I don't really know how much I add, but as you can see, I've just decided half a teaspoon. So I just try and mash it, and obviously try and stir it around as you're mashing it, like use your masher as a spoon almost. Once I'm happy with all the seasoning and everything and the texture, I just finally add some fresh chives. So once you've got your chives in, I just then stir it around. I don't know why I've got a tiny spoon to do this. It's probably better to use a big spoon. Right, so I better get that chicken out the oven now, and then plate up, done.
Well, how about that? That looks amazing. So they just had a bit of a blips in the oven. Oh, this has just turned into food porn. Anyway, Bex has done the mash. This is done. So I guess I'm just going to plate this up. And I can't wait to share the recipe with you guys. How would you rate my KFC out of 10?
Maybe about 12?
Well, that's 2 more than I thought.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, what, you were expecting 10?
Well, that sounds arrogant.
What would you rank it out of 10?
Oh, 10.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
definitely
okay.
10. But I was just checking that you agreed.
No, it was really good. What about my mash?
So creamy. Those chives.
So that's what I ate in a day, and a little bit of what you ate in a day.
What I ate partially in a day.
If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments below if you do try out any of the recipes. If you do, also take a photo and just send them to me on some social media channel that I have. And yeah, let me know if you'd like me to do more of these videos, if there's any particular kind of recipes or times of day that you really struggle with. Like, do you find dinner really easy but lunch a bit tricky and you're always eating the same old thing again and again? Let me know, because I might be able to help, and some of the other people in the comments might help, because you're a lovely little bunch of human beings.
We will solve your problems.
We will.
That's a promise.
Yes. Anyway, we will both see you very, very soon. Let me know if you like marking videos, because I like him being in videos. I think he's all right. He's all right. So see you later. Bye.
Bye.